Hello friends, this is Raul. Welcome to the weekly open chest weekly Wafflecat video number 4. We are in the midst of the Great Bush practice. Everyone just got access to Tournament Realm yesterday. And we're mostly going to be playing on Tournament Realm. I'm going to be trying to stream as much as I can. I'm sure we're going to still do some off-stream stuff. But if you want to see what practice for pushing plus 29 and plus 30 keys is like, definitely tune into my stream, twitch.tv/yumytv. But we do have some good boxes today. We played actually a lot of keys last week. Besides our, at least on our Shaman and our Pally, hopefully we'll have some good boxes. So our official Mistweaver open. Still looking to replace this trinket. Otherwise, our gear is looking pretty nice. And this character is basically ready to try and sneak into a raid. Let's see what we got. Unfortunately, there just aren't a lot of good healer trinkets that we can get. A crit verse neck versus crit mastery leech. I'm gonna take the neck anyway, just because this other one is mastery heavy. I don't know if I'll ever use this, but having a crit heavy, like this is traditionally a really good neck for Venthyr Mistweaver, like a really heavy crit neck. So who knows, we might need it in case we want some crit later. I'm not making good use of these whatever the tokens are anyway. On to Poor Growl. I was actually playing some Druid in Tournament Realm practice. I think a fully geared Kyrian Druid is not as bad as people make it out to be. Like, my Druid just doesn't have the gear. I've been raiding on it, and it just doesn't really have the opportunity to own, but like, I was doing pretty reasonable damage, plus I was boosting the damage of my teammates. Like, when you have really high haste, Druid feels great. I don't know, I feel like everyone talks about how bad Druid is right now and no one plays a Druid, but I think Druid's actually really good right now still. I think the healers are in a pretty good place. Okay, so we got crit haste versus crit verse speed. God, my Druid really needs some haste. As much as I love that speed tertiary, I think I'm going to take these new boots just so I can get some more haste. My haste on this guy is only 20%. A lot of it has to do with this neck right here. I have a 252 neck with no haste. What is this? Sort of an armor set? Maybe I got it from Renown. Where are those boots? Okay, they're there. Bam. Alright, so a little more haste. Messing around with numbers, I feel like you need at least like 25% haste when you're fully geared for it to like feel good. And honestly, you probably want closer to 30. Yeah, my Tournament Realm guy, feels a lot better than my live guy. Down to the priest. Honestly, not too much action on the priest lately. I play it now and then, but almost all my keys are on my my shaman or my paladin. I do like, looks like I decided to play the occasional holy key last key. Oh, this was a great key. This one almost became a Pug Adventures. Unknowingly, we had Greg's 220 Windwalker versus one of our viewers trying to have an overall DPS off and a miss. Let's see, what does our priest need? We still need an offhand. Oh man, my holy legendary is only 235. Trinkets are nice, rings are okay. Yeah, we could really use an offhand or just like a staff or something at least. High haste staff. I think we take this. This is a nice drop. Haste crit is really good for Disc Priest. Yeah. So it's basically this staff except 252. Nice. Okay, so our priest got a little bit of love this week. I don't have a weapon enchant. We'll auction house them out real quick and grab one of those, because I'm never gonna remember, and then I'm gonna get into a key and my chat's gonna be like, your weapon isn't enchanted. Celestial Guidance. Buy a couple. Bam. So is this WoW anniversary thing still going on? I'll give you guys like a very small tip, by the way. It's not a super big deal, but so there's a cool toy you can get. All you have to do is open this treasure chest, and then that you get in the mail. Then you go to the Caverns of Time, which if you go to not Draenor. If you go to Org, there's a portal for it to go to Caverns of Time. It's like down here. And there's a Corgi goggles toy you can get. And I've been using it on stream just for fun because it's cool. And a lot of people ask about it. And it's actually something you can only get during the anniversary event. That's not toys. Corgi. Bam. You get the overtuned Corgi goggles, and you press it and it just turns people into Corgis. And it's cool in some fights because it turns the boss or like NPCs into Corgis. The most common use for it is the End of Spires. In these triple angels, when you're doing these pulls on the very last platform, these angels, if you've ever experienced this, where they're like in your way and there's like these giant wings in your way and you can't see your screen, if you use the Corgi goggles, you can turn them into Corgis, and then they're very tiny and they're very easy to see around. So this is only available during the anniversary event, I think. So if you haven't done that already, definitely go grab that if you're watching this video when it, I don't know how long the anniversary event's out. Alright, so we got an upgrade for our priest. I believe I did 10 keys on my shaman. I think I was gaming on my shaman this week. I've been gaming a lot lately, let's say. Long nights, long gaming nights. Which sometimes can be okay. Let's take a look. What does our shaman need? Our shaman's gear is actually really good. Could use it. Oh, we need a chest. We need a chest bad. Oh no. Ideally, we'd like to sneak this guy into raid and get a raid chest, but it's actually crazy. I haven't got a chest a single time this whole patch. Oh boy. So we have crit mastery leggings. We don't want these. Verse mastery cape, which we don't want this either, but an IQD. I guess we just take the IQD. I don't know if I would use this over I don't know, I guess we'll hold on to it. The thing about IQD, what I don't like about it on shaman is you don't really have anything to pair it with. Do I even have one in my inventory? Oh, I already do. Oh, so I already have an IQD in my inventory. Yeah, I was gonna check, but I'm just like, well, there's nothing else I want anyway. Okay, I guess I have two 252 IQDs. I'm sure there's some people in here that still haven't gotten theirs, and they're mad in the chat that I accidentally got a second one, but yeah, the thing about IQD with shaman is you don't really have anything to pair it with. Like, getting a bunch of stats every 3 minutes and then to do what? You just like, it just feels a little weird. Like, you could pair it with Ascendance, but the thing is, Ascendance is already really powerful to heal with. So, like, it's not very often that I have Ascendance active and people die. So a lot of times if I'm using IQD on shaman, I find myself like using it randomly, like for the heal or for the execute or whatever, instead of actually getting stats. You could use it with Vesper, who knows, maybe you might get some damage there. Like, I'm sure with Lust or wherever it'll be okay for damage, but I think you'd prefer Ruby if you want to use an unused trinket. Alright, onto the Paladin. I think we only need one more upgrade left on this guy. We somehow have gotten an upgrade on our Paladin on every single video so far, even though our gear is absolutely insane. So we have Changeling with Leech and a Ruby. So the only upgrades we can get are, the most important upgrade is the Sylvanas Shoulders, and we killed 10 raid bosses this week, or 9, so we should have 3 shots at this. We could get a 252 Ritual Commander ring, but I also have speed on this, so I don't even, like, that's like a very small upgrade if I lose the speed. And other than that, just getting something I already have with Leech or Avoidance, which is really I already have a decent amount of Leech, so yeah, this will be a hard one, but we'll try and fish. We need the Raid Sanctum, the Sylvanas 259 Shoulders. That's all we need, really. We might use this ring too in some sets. I use this ring sometimes on Tournament Realm, but I like the rings that I have currently. Like, these are both really strong haste verse rings. All right, let's see if we can get them. Can we get the shoulders? And no shoulders. Let's see if we can make use of any of these items. First mastery gloves. You do not want high mastery for dungeons. Scrawled word of recall. This is like one of the junkiest trinkets ever. 1 minute cooldown. Reduce the cooldown on your holy shock by 5.4 seconds. Would never use that. Socketed mastery heavy trinket. Again, not bad for raid healing, but not something you'd use in Mythic Plus. We have crit verse shoulders, which is an option. It is an option. I could use crit verse shoulders and just not use my 5th gem, and it would be a DPS improvement from what I have currently. Crit mastery helm. Gosh, so every single item that I had has mastery on it, which again is like a fine stat for healing, but when you're trying to push high keys, you're trying to do damage. So do we take 3 tokens or do we take these shoulders? I'm kind of tempted to just take these shoulders, as silly as that sounds. I think I'm gonna do it. It feels kind of bad losing a Dom gem. Jeez. I don't know, whatever. I'm not gonna regret taking them. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I wish I took these 3 tokens. This isn't that tough of a decision. I don't know if I'll ever use these, but it technically is a higher DPS option than my other shoulders. Bam. Well, I will consider this an upgrade. The first video that our paladin didn't get an upgrade. Dude, the Mog from the new raid, the plate Mog, is actually looking kind of sick. Maybe I gotta change this belt, my legendary belt, to fit the rest of it. The belt doesn't look good. All right, let's look at the affixes. Let's see what we're looking at here. We have this week Tyrannical, Inspiring, Quaking, Tormented. So this will not be as good as the last Tyrannical week. The last Tyrannical week was like the best week of the season for sure. So if you went really hard that week, all the other Tyrannical weeks are going to feel meh. But this one isn't too bad. And Quaking is an affix where it's pretty chill. Like, there's a few very specific scenarios where Quaking can be hard, but for the most part, just get a weak aura that reminds you that Quaking's coming and makes a little sound when if your spell is going to get quaked, and Quaking becomes very easy. And be careful not to have a 5 melee group. That's about it. Inspiring can be hard in some situations. Keep in mind that it's Tyrannical, so if you're just doing like chill keys in Group Finder, a lot of times the mobs will die before Inspiring and is even a problem. There's some parts where Inspiring can be a bit annoying. The first one that you have to look out for is Miss. Miss has a lot of casters that are really dangerous. Specifically this pack right here. If you're doing this pack in a pug or in any key, CC one of these guys, either one of the harvest. I think this guy is inspired, right? Let me see. Sometimes the yeah. So CC this inspired guy and do not pull all 4 of these at the same time. Unless you can literally blow it up in like 10 seconds and you're so overgeared. If you're doing a challenging key, I can't tell you how many pugs I've seen that pull this pack and you can't interrupt these harvesters. All 4 of these guys just heal themselves. Yeah, don't pull this pack at once. Yeah, Miss can be really annoying and inspiring. Some of these packs, like, if it ends up being a tender with a guy that's inspired, so you can't interrupt the heals, you gotta watch out for that. Remember the Shaper, you can purge the shield, so you don't necessarily need to interrupt the Shaper, but the tender is the hard one that you need to interrupt. You always need to interrupt that. But on a Tyrannical, it's not too bad. Just be careful, like, essentially the whole way. There's Miss, like, every single pack has like 1 or 2 casters that you need to deal with. This is another pack where this guy's inspired, but he's really low health, and this Staghorn you need to kick. Sometimes teams will pull this with this together, and you have to watch out for that, because this guy actually has a lot of health. Like, what you can do is CC this guy, this inspired, and then focus down this one, and then kill all this together, and then you can just, you know, whatever, whatever you want to do with this guy. It's not very fast, but sort of inspiring. Another one that's really tough that I remember that when I was pugging a lot was Theater of Pain in the Gore Chop area. So on Inspiring Week, this area is like littered with inspired stuff, I think. So this guy's inspired and this guy's inspired. These Blighted Sludge Spewers have a cast called Withering Discharge. This can be like close to a wipe if one or two of them gets off. So be really careful when you're pulling these inspiring guys with these Sludge Spewers. Either like, I don't know, it's just hard. It's hard to deal with. Like this pack especially, I don't know what you're supposed to do here, if you're supposed to CC this one guy or maybe like line of sighted, or I don't know, but this is like the dangerous area. As a healer, I would just be ready to slam cooldowns here. I mean, honestly, even in a non-inspiring week, you should just be ready to slam cooldowns in here because you should expect your team to miss the kicks. That's sort of why inspiring is good for pugs, because your pugs are just going to miss all the kicks anyway, so like inspiring doesn't really do that much. And like lastly, some of the areas where inspiring can be a problem is in like really tough pulls for the tank. So like let's say you're doing Arden Wield and you're pulling like really big. Like sometimes you'll see Dorky do like both of these combined, and then you'll sort of have to rely on slows or CCs. But when mobs are inspired, you can't do that. It's not too common in pugs. I'll be honest, when I play in pugs in Arden Wield or like halls, for example, my pugs just aren't doing these pulls that you see in live keys where you're pulling like really big. They're just not doing these giant pulls. So I think if you're just like going through the route slowly, then, you know, doing stuff like this and then this next, like this is fine. You won't really have problems with inspiring in here. Just be careful, like, especially if these like the dogs get enraged or you end up with a lot of stuff hitting the tank. Like the tanks kind of expect that stuff will be slowed or have some way to be able to run away from it. So when everything's like running at them like a Lamborghini, it can be scary. All right, let's I guess that goes over most of my thoughts about the boxes and the affixes. So I'll talk a little bit more about what's going on my stream. And so we're practicing Great Push. Great Push is going to be the first week of December, and then the second week. I think the first week of December is the qualifiers, and then the second week is the actual event. I hope it's going to be pretty competitive. You know, I hope we're going to see some live key teams come out and you know, put in a good show. I'm a little not sure. We haven't been pushing that many high keys this season. I actually got 3k IO. I was pushing high keys with Junkrat, and we had a lot of fun doing keys there. I did not we were not playing with the squad though, so we need to catch the squad back up to speed, but you know, those guys are crazy good, so I have no worries there. So yeah, the goal is, the way the qualifiers work, the format is they'll give you 2 random dungeons. Usually one of them's tyrannical, one of them's fortified. It'll just be like, you know, tyrannical, inspiring, quaking halls, and you know, spiteful, grievous, fortified, sanguine, or whatever. And the goal is to push those keys up as high as you can get them. I think they start at 15, and then you push them all the way up literally as high as you can go, and the top 6 teams will move on to the next round. However, the one cool thing about it is you get sort of like a consolation prize if you log in and have a team signed up and you play the event. If you just time each key in the qualifiers, you get a cool little like banner toy thing. So a lot of people I know have been doing that. If you are if you can find just, you know, 4 people to go in and make characters, mess around on Tournament Realm, I would highly recommend that. I'm thinking about making a video, I might do this tomorrow, about Tournament Realm, and just kind of give people a little heads up just so they can see like what it looks like, and maybe give some advice about setting up characters and stuff. Because I hope that, although all you have to do is time the keys once, I hope that there's a lot of people signing up and actually trying to, you know, test their skills and use it as an opportunity. You know, like some people have played all season and been like, oh, if only I had a geared paladin, like I'm playing Mistweaver, blah blah blah, or oh, like, you know, if only I had a team to play with, and now they signed up with a random team. Like hopefully they can actually see, like, because I think you guys would be surprised how high you can push keys up if you just give it some time and practice a little bit. So I want to make a little vid on Tournament Realm just to kind of talk about what Tournament Realm is, and like also show off a little bit of my gear, maybe give people a head start on what items to choose. I might even, yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna release that. If I do, it's gonna be like in a day. Oh, one more thing I was thinking of is I wanted to add some monetization options for YouTube as well. I've been seeing other people do stuff. They have like a tip button and like a join button or whatever. I need to figure out exactly how I want to do that, but I'm always hesitant to do stuff like that because I know it's not right, but in my head it just feels like I'm trying to be greedy or like money grabby or whatever, and I'm just like, you know, trying to add as many ways to get money as I can. But in reality, it's like the opposite. I was like reading in my Discord and someone made a comment like, oh, like I'm subbed to you on Twitch, but I don't really even watch Twitch. Like I just do it to support you because you don't do like Patreon or anything else. And I'm just like, you know, it's kind of a disservice to you guys that if you guys have to go through a means to, you know, support me in a way. Like I should just have as many channels open for you, you know, just so that you guys can use whatever you want to use to support me in whatever way. And I very much do appreciate that. So you may see that coming in the next couple days. I wanted to like make sure I got back on YouTube and I was uploading videos and being useful before I do any of that stuff. But I am thinking about throwing up some more monetization options just to sort of give you guys more leeway so that you can, you know, do what you want to do. But either way, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'm gonna grab some breakfast since we just woke up, and we will probably be live on twitch.tv/yumytv soon for great push practice for, actually I think we have raid today, so today will be a raid stream, and then probably like a half session of practice after raid, because I think everyone's gonna be raiding tonight. So take it easy, friends, and happy keying.